Inside Track, the official podcast of World Athletics.
All right, it is day 6. We are still here in Paris reporting live for World Athletics. It's Inside Track, and I'm Sonia Richards-Ross.
And I'm Greg Rutherford, and we're bringing you one of the greatest podcasts ever put together for World Athletics.
That's what everyone else is saying.
Of the inside, gossip, all of the results, reactions, and some really, really big opinions.
Yeah.
Especially mine.
Yeah. Yours have been the biggest and the most wrong most of the time. But we've had some great guests join us on the pod, and nothing different today. We have some great people coming.
Yes.
One of the ladies coming on today, or the only lady joining us, is actually a good friend of mine, Janet Jepkesky. She won the Olympic silver in 2008, and I was there cheering her on, so I'm excited to see her.
Yeah, I remember 2008. Well, it's good for you. Pretty good for you. Pretty good for her. Not so good for me. We're also joined by super coach Rauf Mushbahani as well, who is an absolute legend in the world of track and field. And he's done such a great job. And some of the stuff he's done around the world is really, really impressive. And then on top of that, we've got some big fans, but big content creators for the world of athletics. It's the Back Straight Boys, and they are incredible. People that I've seen pretty much, they've been around my entire career.
Yeah.
They love the sport. I cannot wait to get into it with them because they are so much fun.
Yeah, no, it's going to be great. They've gone viral so many times, and we're going to have them on the couch. A reminder that you can catch us every single day. We're going to be here. If you haven't seen the podcast yet, what are you doing?
What's wrong with you?
You are missing out. So be sure to be listening to us wherever you listen to your podcast.
Absolutely. It could be on YouTube, could be on Spotify, whatever it is. But again, if you want some more information on top of that, go to the World Athletics website, worldathletics.org/ I've got it right this time.
Yeah.
Inside Track.
I'm proud of you, my friend. It only
Thank
takes
you.
you 6 days, you know. Listen, we got a lot to talk about, so I want to get into it. So I know we have some fun stuff, but we got to start at the top. We were lucky to have Mondo's parents sitting on the couch with us, and they told us that he was going for the world record, and by golly, he did it!
What a moment.
Oh my goodness.
Unreal. The first 2 attempts I was watching, I was like, ooh.
Because he had so much hip height.
He's so high, but he's coming down on the bar a little bit here. Can he get it right? Goodness me. By the way, have you heard about my video of this? I was in the stadium and I took a video of it. I got so excited as he cleared the bar. The moment he clears the bar, I press stop. So I get no reaction. It's the most anticlimactic video ever.
Well, listen. So let me tell you what we got, though. So because I was up there with NBC, they actually had his dad mic'd.
Oh, did they?
And it was so amazing because literally before the final jump, he says to him, go back a few steps, bring all the speed. And they also moved in what are they called again? The
stands.
The standards.
Yeah.
So they moved the standards in like a couple inches. And to hear him tell his son right before the world record jump, here is the small tweak you need to make. His son listens, executes, and then at the Olympic Games breaks the world. They told us though, he's a beast. Like he's like, like he just lives for the moment. You could see it. It was it was awesome. So congrats to you, Mondo.
Well done,
Olympic
mate.
champ again and world record holder. It was just phenomenal.
Oh, it was incredible. I just feel sort of really lucky at the moment, genuinely, to be going down the track and seeing these performances.
And I know you had this horrible video, but you were in a really cool spot and you had a really cool guest. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I was in basically the Royal Box.
Wait. The Royal Box.
The Royal Box.
Tell us about it. Might
have had a certain royal come over from the UK to watch it.
Really?
Yeah. We had Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, come over.
That's so cool.
And she's very cool. I've met her a couple times before, actually. So I've met a few of the royals. Have you met any of the royals?
I wish. I mean, we live in America, but I feel like the royals are a huge part of obviously all over the world, they're adored, but we're also so into it. So that's so cool. Why you didn't invite me? You forgot my phone number? Like,
you were busy chatting.
Why didn't I get the text to come
chatting
to the Royal
on
Box?
TV. Absolutely. You were just chatting away.
I would have been like, look here, boss. I got to go meet the peoples. I got to be with them. Anyway, we could talk all day, but we got great guests joining us to do a lot of the talking. So my friend, I'm going to need you to come to the couch because the Back Straight Boys are coming through the door. Oh yeah, it's a party. All right, so you've certainly seen them all over the internet, but now they're here with us. We've got Jody and Bayo from the Back Straight Boys in the house. All right, so fresh off the press, you guys are just getting to Paris.
Yeah, we just got here.
Why so late? Why are the Brits always running late?
No, it's not that. So the thing is, we weren't going to come to the Olympics because the Olympics are too important to go to in person.
Yeah.
Is that so?
Yeah. So the thing is, like, how we've been watching the Olympics for too many years, right? And
at least 3 cycles. I got you.
Yeah,
I'm here
you.
for you. Don't worry.
And we like to watch everything. You know, I want to watch dancing horses. I want to watch kayak
I am
slalom.
now an expert in canoe slalom.
Yeah.
Very good. Just for this week.
Very
Won't
good.
think about it for another 4 years.
So we were
I
like,
understand now.
and then even the athletics, you know, we live and breathe athletics. But the athletics, when you're in the stadium, it's amazing. You know, the atmosphere, the excitement, but you miss everything, right? And you have to go home and watch it all. So we're like, oh, I can't be bothered. And
We literally go to championships and I will record everything at home and then we'll go home and spend a week rewatching everything that I watched when I was there.
Of course.
Doesn't everyone do that? Isn't that just common sense?
It makes sense to
best
me.
bits,
It
the
makes
best
sense to me. No, I love that.
It's all the best bits, Greg.
No, I love that. And,
That's
and,
true, yes.
and especially in track and field, right? Because there's so much going on.
Yeah.
And so even if you're trying to follow
Yes.
the shot put and follow the races, it's still hard. So I think it's smart, but you should still come to the meet and then watch it back.
This was the thing. So on our podcast, which we did a preview, and we had Jessica Ennis on the preview, and
Dame
she's like,
Jessica Ennis.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah,
Come on
yeah,
now.
yeah.
And she
Don't
was
do a
like,
short.
"So I'll see you in Paris," and we're like, "Oh no, we're not going." She's like, "Are you nuts? What do you mean you're not going?" And we're like, "Oh, I mean, I suppose we could go."
Also, it kind of occurred to us that the next Olympics is in Los Angeles.
Yes.
The one after that is in Brisbane. So that's like a day either way, whereas the Eurostar takes an hour and a half.
And that's the thing. And do you know what? Loads of Brits I've been seeing walking around Paris, and they've all been saying it's just too close
Yeah.
to not come and
Yeah.
see it. And like, again, obviously, if you are British or if anywhere in Europe, you should definitely just get yourself here if you
Yeah,
can.
yeah, yeah.
Right, I
But
want to
it's so
talk.
easy to get here, like really so easy to
Easy
get
to
here.
jump on the Eurostar jet
Don't
and plane, whatever
brag.
else.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
it's a
what
bit more
we're
difficult for you,
Yeah,
eh? But what I want to talk about, right? You guys, I mean, during my career, during probably a lot of athletes' careers, they will remember you guys being in and around the track, and it's something
What you're trying to say is drunk and around the track.
fun. I was going to say fun, incredibly fun. But where did your passion for track come from? Because you really, like, you guys, you love it, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
We don't quite remember because we've always been obsessed with athletics.
Yeah.
Was it our 9th or 10th birthday cake was in the shape of an athletics track,
No
and my
way.
nan had made like a pole vault out of matchsticks and.
But you guys didn't compete in athletics.
Well, there's competing and there's competing, right?
Okay.
I did
Don't put yourself down, Jodie.
Well, I did get a bronze medal at the Kent Championships.
You did not get a bronze medal
You
at
know
the
what?
Kent
You're right. I
Championships.
didn't. I came third at the Kent Championships in the 400 hurdles, but in 1990, right? But there was only 7 entrants, so I didn't get a medal.
Yeah, but no, that still counts. If you
Does-
finish in the
No,
third.
apparently not.
if we had a medal, we'd give you one now.
Thank you very much.
Exactly,
One of your
reparations.
goals.
No, it's still be bronze. We're not going to upgrade you.
You've both got bronze.
Yeah, we do.
That's right. You
Don't
probably
remind
have
us.
mine.
Don't
No,
remind us.
I was going to say, probably have mine, to be honest. Yeah.
You can have mine too. We give away bronze Olympic medals around here.
So the first athletics I remember is, I hate to say it, but the 1980 Olympics. And my nan, keep picking up on that.
Yeah.
My nan watched it on TV and it was so colourful. God, this is really going to age me. I know where the story's going. It was so colourful that she bought us a colour TV. We didn't have a colour TV before. Wow. So at the 1980 Olympics, we got a colour TV because she'd watched the opening ceremony. It was so colourful. And that's the first proper memory I have of watching athletics.
But I very clearly remember the 82 Commonwealth Games and the 83 World
Worlds,
Championships. And by 84, I've got every book. I've still got all the annuals and stuff from 84. Like paper clippings from the paper, all kinds of stuff.
We used to do great big charts of who we thought were going to win and
Yeah,
things.
like,
didn't
so
we?
from
And
there-
sense from like
Amazing.
a,
so that's
So-
like when we were 10.
So what did you guys think of the 800 last night?
There's actually a video. I put a video up on Instagram in a minute.
Is it up?
Of
Hold
us
on, let
having
me-
like a meltdown. This is why, because we were looking, thinking, oh, okay, we're going to go. Where should we go? Oh, we'll just go on the Monday night to see Keeley, and then we were like, oh, but Josh and Jakob are on the... So we'll just go for the Monday and Tuesday night to see Josh and Jakob. And now we're thinking, what's on Wednesday? So we're probably
here
around
now.
here, probably here till Sunday.
Yeah,
But
you're
last
here.
night was just amazing, and she so deserved that.
Yeah.
It had to
Yes.
happen.
I got emotional, I'll be honest.
Yeah, completely.
I got
Yeah.
emotional, yeah.
You know, there's like Olympic stories that have to kind of like play themselves out.
Yeah.
Yours is the same,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
someone who really deserves that medal, and Kelly was the same in 2004.
Absolutely.
People who've like...
But the difference is Keely's only 22.
22.
Yeah, 22. She's only 22. 22. She's only 22.
It's crazy.
But no, but your point is well made because it was 3 silvers. Tokyo, 2 world championships. And then here in her moment, she gets to wear that gold medal. And I said it on the broadcast last night. I said, if you're a track fan, you will be happy for this young lady because she
100%.
has earned this moment. And this year she was ready. I don't think she would have been able to possibly win no matter with all comers, right?
She wasn't
was
full out in that race. She
No,
went very
no. No, she just wanted to
yeah,
secure
very
the gold.
sensible,
Yeah, very
sensible
sensible. Yeah,
race.
it was a good moment for her.
Yeah, she did incredibly well. From the point of view of the media and covering the games and everything, the way obviously you guys do it, what we're doing right now, do you sort of see this as the future of bringing athletics to the masses? Because I think fundamentally when it's watched on TV, some people can just sort of tune in for sort of the odd stat whatever, but having fun and trying to promote it, do you think this is where we're going to see in 10 or 15 years all of it?
It's so interesting you ask us that because not blowing our own trumpets, but we were the first people doing this.
Yeah.
So back in 2009, when we first went to a World Championships with World Athletics, IWF as they were then, they brought us in to come and do videos and interview athletes and that in the mix zone. And we were the only people filming people like in the mix zone doing interviews.
And it was on YouTube.
It was on YouTube, and and the other, they hated us. Oh my God. Yeah, all the people from like the written press were so snotty towards us. They were just like, what are those fans doing here?
Do you know what I reckon as well? Probably part of that was because I remember, especially from a British point of view, when we saw you guys, we were always really excited to see you.
Yeah.
Because it was...
They were jealous.
Yeah, no, I think it would be genuinely because for us as the athletes, and you would have had the same, like if you knew you were talking to somebody that genuinely wished the best for you, wanted you to do well and was excited by your performances, you give so much more.
And also what we found is that we really know our stuff, you know, and we weren't journalists. We still wouldn't call ourselves journalists, although we do like interview all the big names in the sport. And I don't blame these guys. I mean, like, who are these people like making loads of noise and like, you know, getting the interviews that we can't get. Big names were stopping for us and walking straight past like the writer for the Times or something, you know, and coming to us, and you could see them like, what are they doing? But back in the day, no one else was doing that, and now everyone's doing that, you know. And it's like we're in a mixed zone now, and now we feel like the old guys. Genuinely, we're like all these people doing TikTok dances and things, and we're like, oh God, like.
Yeah, it's definitely.
That's so cool.
I mean, we're still in a lot of mixed zones, and we do interviews and stuff. But like, main thing is our podcast because it's not as hard work.
Whoa! Hang on.
It's loads of hard work.
This is
Hold
such
on, I mean,
hard work. I know, I was just about to say.
Not your podcast.
yeah,
Your
yeah.
podcast is loads of hard work.
Your
really
film is also
tough.
super professional.
You know, like when you're in the mix zone, that's a full-time job.
Yeah.
You're
It's
stressed, you know,
stressful.
you're away from the action. You've got all these people coming towards you. You haven't necessarily seen what they even did.
Yeah.
That's why people ask, how did that go?
Oh,
because we
true.
don't know how it went because we haven't seen the action.
Yeah, oh,
so, you
that's
know,
such a good point.
it's quite stressful being in the mix zone. All these people coming to you. You've got to think of a question. You've got to get your stats right.
remember their name.
Yeah,
Remember
so-
their name.
Of course.
So we do still, and you know, at championships, we're in the mix zone. We do interviews. We put it on Instagram. We use some of the audio and put it in the podcast as well.
Right.
But the podcast for us, it's a fun way of doing this. Being fans of the sport, without being employed by somebody, without having an editor telling us what to do. We do our own things. We get loads of really good names on there, like because you said people know us and they have fun and they want to come on and have a chat, and that's all we're going to do. We're not going to try and catch them out. We're not going to ask them like difficult questions.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes, but you know.
If it's warranted.
If it's warranted. But the point is, like, we love this sport.
Yeah.
We're so, like, such fans of all the people who are in this sport.
Yeah.
And we went from being fans, going to every event, like literally running around trying to grab people's photographs and stuff, to World Athletics saying to us, do you want to come and do some videos from us?
Yeah.
Which was 15 plus years ago now. To, you know, just doing it back to where we started as being fans on a different platform now. You know, it's not just taking photos of people at athletics meets, actually getting them to come and have a chat with us. But the whole thing, we've always said, we're number one, we're fans. And we'll always be fans. And the perspective of the podcast and the questions we ask is from a fan's perspective. It's not from a journalist perspective.
What's really interesting now, you have all these like young, cool people coming up and doing the job that we've been doing. I'm perfectly happy to hand over the mantle. And it's really great. And you look at TikTok or Instagram or on Twitter, I'm not calling it the other name, on Twitter, etc. And they're doing such a good job. All these young kids getting enthusiasm, getting people like interested in the sport, and especially during an Olympic cycle. You know, because we're obsessed every day of the year. We'll go to the, you know, Bucks counties or whatever it might be.
No.
Okay, I'm
Hang on,
I'm exaggerating.
But you've just dropped Bucks County, which was the county that I competed for and in. So if there is a county to go to, it's Bucks County.
But during the Olympic cycle, when the whole world is watching, you know, and athletics still is the premier sport of the Olympics. The whole world
Say
is
that.
on it. It's true.
Yeah, 100%.
It's true. And it's all these like new up and coming podcasters, the influencers, etc., are here and like making content. And then you've got great new athletes who really understand this.
Yes.
People like Noah Lyles, you know, who like really understands where the world is going.
Absolutely.
So going forward, I think it's in a really great place, and a really interesting place for promotion. You know, and just this now, what you're doing here is exactly what needs to be done.
And we need more of it, you're saying? We need it every single week all over the world.
Inside track every day coming to you, even when there isn't a track meet, because we always got to keep you on track, right?
Absolutely.
But I also, just to say, I do think it is incumbent on the athletes as well to understand the modern world that we live in.
True.
And be
100%.
open.
True.
Like,
Yes.
Noah's Marmite, but he knows that and he does it on purpose,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He doesn't mind if he's got lovers or haters because
Right.
he knows it's getting eyes on him
Still
and it's getting
builds
eyes on the
Absolutely.
sport.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
I wish that him and some others, I wish the people like him who understand this need to do some workshops with other athletes, because some people don't understand.
Don't
you know,
get it.
I think on that as well, we did discuss this, didn't we, with Hunter Woodall the other day,
Yeah.
when we were talking about traditionally, though, coaches and maybe other people that have been in the sport, like they're all like, oh, you shouldn't be doing that.
you gotta just stay focused
you've got
on
to
the
stay focused. It's
track.
taking it away
Yeah.
from other sports. So I think that's always the difficulty that some of the
Yeah.
athletes get. But you
Some
have to
people,
break the mold.
People have different personalities as
Yeah,
well. So
that's
we
true
can't, you
too.
can't force people.
some
to
people
do
are
things
bad
that-
at it, aren't
Yeah, they're
they?
not comfortable with. But it is part of, you know, it's part of the sport. It's not
Yeah,
just what you do on the
absolutely.
track. If you can't sell it off the track as well.
But you said it, we all know, like when we've done an interview with an athlete who just isn't very chatty, and you ask them a question and they give you like a one-word answer, and you're like, oh God, where's it?
Yeah,
I've only got one more question
Exactly.
left. I thought you were going to give me something back.
To chat about at least.
Awesome.
Dear.
Well, you guys have had a lot of fun clips, right? But you guys had one particular clip, right, that we were talking about before they came here. It was the
went viral.
Yeah, the one that went viral with the 400-meter hurdles.
The last Olympics.
The last one,
At the last Olympics.
Tell us about it.
So the last Olympics, World Athletics asked us if they could film us reacting to things. It was kind of, what's that TV show?
Yeah.
Gogglebox.
Gogglebox.
yeah.
It was like us watching the athletics. So
Yeah.
they weren't allowed to show the athletics. So it was just us.
Clever.
And so there was a few, so we all got different, there was lots of different people doing it. And we luckily, in retrospect, we got the 400 hurdles final. Now we knew that was going to
So
be
we should
good.
explain, but this is in Japan, so it was like 5 in the
Oh,
morning.
I was there. I was in the stadium actually when it took.
I'd gone over to Jodie's house at like 4 in the morning to watch it like live, and it was really.
Well, let's watch it.
We
That's
need
what
that
we
content.
got.
Oh, you
got it. Let's watch it.
So now,
go.
now we're watching us watching casting.
Oh, yeah.
It's getting really
This
messy.
is very convoluted now, isn't it?
This was really good.
I almost wore that T-shirt today.
Oh no.
What? That was epic.
What, mate? Oh, wait.
Wait for it.
No, so it's just. It just makes me laugh because this is a visual like sound medium and we're not speaking.
Exactly.
No,
Absolutely.
but what's crazy to me is that if I weren't on air, I would have sounded exactly like
Yeah.
that.
'Cause, like,
I was
what?
on my feet. I was like, wait. Did he have hurdles in his lane or not?
It's because we saw it and we saw it, and then you saw the time,
Yeah, you're like-
and
Exactly.
it didn't compute.
It
was
didn't
exactly
compute.
that.
It didn't make sense. The brain, the math wasn't mathing.
I genuinely thought there's got to be something wrong with the
Yeah,
time
me too.
system.
Me too.
And I was literally on the
45.
finish line watching it, ready like to do interviews, and I was going. No, so right. I'm like checking again. I'm like, is all of my knowledge of 4 hurdles completely
Exactly.
wrong? Have I thought that records and times were different to what they are? Because that's not right.
That's
it just
impossible.
felt like unhuman.
But I still think that it's a perfectly acceptable response. The only acceptable response.
Exactly. Yeah, that universal.
Yeah,
That is all we should do and expect here. What's your thoughts?
Oh, what do you guys think here? And we'll just roll this into our predict the
podium.
No.
Yes.
You're making us predict that podium.
Yes.
Podium.
Yes.
4 hurdles podium.
Off of that, we want to hear you guys know the event so well. You guys are going to be screaming in the stands soon.
So we would
1, 2, 3.
We talked about this on the last podcast because it was like the preview podcast, and literally it could be any. So you've got Rai Benjamin's going in as the number 1, and he won in Paris or something the other day, right?
The other day, yeah. Monaco, I think it was.
Monaco. Similar.
Got some Monegasque in the room here.
Alison Dos Santos, he had a great beginning of the year, and now he's lost a couple of times.
He also beat Carsten.
He beat Carsten earlier in the year, and then you've got Carsten who doesn't lose.
Yeah, not majors.
It's okay.
Any configuration of those 3 would make perfect sense.
Right.
Yeah.
We need you to. We have to.
yeah,
I'm not going to bet against Carsten.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not betting
That's
against
fair.
Carsten.
So 1
That's
for
not
one.
to say that I think he's necessarily the favourite going in, but I'm just not going to bet against him. I
Yeah.
think that'd be really stupid.
Yeah.
So I'm going Carsten, Rai, Alison.
Okay, I'm going Rai, Alison, Carsten.
That deserves a scream. That deserves a scream. Cue the scream.
No,
Okay.
only because Carsten's looked a little bit off.
A little vulnerable.
Wow.
And he's,
I love he's run like a 46.5.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, bit off.
but he's
Would have been the old world record, but he's a little off.
he's been so consistent since
Yeah.
forever, and it's. I don't know. He just looks, and there's 2 other guys who are so good.
So strong, yeah.
So I mean, who knows? It could be any of them.
Doesn't that
I'm
show
putting
us-
you on the spot too, Greg.
Oh.
You got it. I want to predict the podium.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't actually know we were doing this.
I'm
We
putting you on
discussed
the
before
spot.
that we're
I'm
not
putting
doing
you
it
on the
today.
spot. What are you doing, Greg?
Oh God.
Great.
You
TV.
guys have now completely like flipped it. I was just going to go Carsten. I felt like
Who
I
are you
couldn't.
gonna go? The folks want to know. People at home want to know. Who are you going with?
You go and then come back to me.
No, because
I-
I put you on the spot first, and it's the polite thing to do is to respond.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not life or death. Just say something.
We're not going to actually get the medals. They're still going to get them.
The listeners are loving this.
Carsten,
Carsten.
and then I don't know.
Come
I
on.
literally-
Just so- so
I
just
literally-
Rai or
I
Dos
literally-
Santos. Come on, who? Put them in order. You said Carsten. Who's second and third?
Santos.
Dos Santos, and then Rai.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's enough.
I-
Cue the scream.
I put a lot of thought in. That's the most.
Apparently.
Normally,
You
You
normally
just
I
put the
just go.
14. Nothing came out the other end.
I know.
Exactly.
I think the other
All
thing
right,
is-
let me
anyway, sorry, you go,
let me
go,
let me
that
tell
was
you
all
guys what's gonna happen because here's the order. It's gonna be Rai, Carsten, Dos Santos.
There
I
we
mean,
are.
very well
Those
could
are
be.
rounds, yeah.
That wasn't,
I feel
that
like
wasn't
four-
hard,
that
was
was
it?
better.
But wait,
That
did
was
we all
better than
pick
me.
something different?
I think we did. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's crazy. 4 people and 4
Well, he
different
didn't pick anything.
of 3 people. Anyways, either way, I'm predicting another world record.
I'm
Oh.
not so sure about
Okay.
that.
The track is so wait. The track
Is
is
the track
so
fast?
fast.
2%. Apparently, 2% quicker than.
But that's what
Tokyo.
they. That was the. That's
No,
that-
but listen,
has that
it's
shown
one
in
thing-
time?
It has shown. It's one thing if they say it, but yesterday for the men's 400, they ran 44-1 in the rounds. People who ain't seen 44 all season,
Yeah.
running 44, backing off the gas. So I'm like, when Carsten and Rai on Dos Santos lock up on that track, oh, we're gonna see 45 low.
I'm just wondering if all 3 of them-
45 low.
Yeah, we're gonna see 45 mid. 45. We're gonna see. I mean, it's 45.9 right now.
Yeah.
So for them to break the world record, they're gonna go 49 mid.
Okay.
I'll say mid. 40 to 45, 45.5.
Yeah, low was a bit.
Yeah, low- until it happens. You heard it here first. All right, listen, we can talk to you guys all
We really
day.
could.
You guys are fantastic. Thank you so much for bringing the enthusiasm. Thank you guys so much for being such great fans of the sport, for covering the sport because I think it really translates to everything that you guys do. So
Just before we go.
No. This is the wrap, guys.
But no,
I'm
sorry,
wrapping us up here.
I just want to say, you showed us in making a show of ourselves. I just wanted to show you something, Sanya. I talked about back in the day when we used to go and find athletes and have our photos taken.
Oh my God.
What year is that? I think it's. I think it's 2000.
We think it's
might know.
Frankfurt 2008.
I usually can tell by my hair.
We think it's the World Cup in Frankfurt. Whatever year that
And I
was.
can't tell because I can't see the uniform. But this is a throwback. Talking about you are new to this, y'all are true to this, okay?
We need to get that on the socials as well.
Yeah,
though.
yeah, this was
Okay,
really
okay,
cool. Oh my
absolutely.
gosh, what a treat. Thank you guys so
You're
much.
welcome. Thanks for having us.
So I'm just saying, Greg, that had to be a 10.
That was right up
A
there.
10 on the energy scale. They were awesome. The Backstreet Boys were fun. I really enjoyed that.
We had a bit of nostalgia in as well.
We did.
That photo, you got to recreate the photo as well, Dina. I like
And
that.
you knew I went all out. So in the picture, I'm actually holding a bottle. I had a bag, so I went and grabbed a bottle, a bag.
brilliant.
And I didn't look as interested as I usually am in pictures, so I also created that too. I probably had just finished running and was like tired.
No,
Because, usually I'm like,
You're just being harsh.
that was a bit harsh, but
just being-
I'm not that girl anymore. I have matured. Fun,
Well,
and
our
more.
next guest is now,
Yeah. I'm excited. Yeah.
Well, I think we might need it to like tone down ever so slightly because I'm a bit tired, to be totally honest.
I agree
But
with
we're
you.
joined by one of your friends, right, as well?
Yeah, Janet Jepkesai, her and I go way back. She competed for Kenya. And she's definitely more mild-mannered, soft-spoken. She had tremendous success on the track. She's an Olympic silver medalist. She won a world championship gold and a couple silvers. And she's now coaching some of the best middle distance athletes in Kenya. So,
Fantastic.
and we have another coach joining us too.
We do, yeah. Ralph Mushbahani, who, I mean, absolute legend in the world of coaching. Been coaching for, I think, over 40 years. And he's coached across lots of different events within athletics, which I always find really fascinating.
Yeah.
Coaches that coach different events, it's really interesting getting their interest. And also, he does some incredible stuff, especially in Zambia. So we're going to get into that. So we probably get him in, eh?
Can't wait.
Let's go.
Let's do it. Our next guests are here. All right, so today we're having our guests in twos, which I really love, right? So we're here with our second guest, Janeth and Ralph. And I'm going to brag a little bit because Janeth and I go way back. Olympic silver medalist at 800, world champion in the 800. We competed around the same time. I was always such a big fan of you when you were competing, all that you went through and just how strong you always were on the track. So before we get into your new coaching life and life after sports, let's reminisce a little bit. What are your fondest memories of competing, back in the day?
Actually, I'm so happy being here, first of all. Thank you so much, Sanya. It's an utter pleasure time meeting with you on this platform. When I get back to my years of competition, I think Osaka World Championship has been the best competition for me. I always remember about that. It was my personal best after doing a lot in the junior level, but the best of my career was 2007.
Yeah. Good times.
No, it wasn't. It was bad times for me.
I was gonna say.
I was in Osaka and I think fouled out and finished like 20 odd, and similar then in Beijing as well and finished 10th. So
But
you guys
listen-
enjoy. I should probably leave at this point. I think.
No. But no. Here's something I said yesterday on the broadcast. Right, is that you cannot buy experience.
Absolutely.
Right, you have to live it to be able to use it to your benefit. So you were just gaining experience to
I
get to that
was,
Olympic
yeah.
gold medal, Greg. I mean,
Yeah,
and we were there to see it all coming together.
Yeah, I don't think many remember it, bar me.
And now you're coaching. What has that transition been like for you?
It has been so wonderful, actually, because after Beijing 2015, I decided that I needed to remain in the sport. I love sport. It's my passion. And I really wanted to do well and to remain in the sport of athletics after my career. So I started training the young ones, and I'm happy because most of them, they have graduated and they've been even running the world championships. So it's a great career, and I love it. I'm really enjoying it. And with my career of athletics, I think I got a bit of experience on that. So it's a bit it's not an easy career, because sometimes you begin to doubt what you are doing if an athlete is not doing well, but it's the greatest platform for me, actually, especially working with the young ones.
Love that.
Well, Ralph, I can say you not to like add the years or whatever, but all about coaching for you. How many years is it? What, nearly 40 years or so?
Yeah, slightly over 40. I did my degree in 1980. Yeah.
Well, then you must have started when you were like 5.
Yeah, 'cause you
because
look so good.
Thank you. Thank you very much. No, I was very young. I studied back from the mid 70s to 1980 when I did my degree, and then I had to reinvent myself daily, because at that time we still had the amateur clothes was slightly different than it is today. So it's either switching to coaching or remain in the sport. But then you can never guarantee what would happen 3 or 4 years later. So I decided to switch sides to make athletes better than I ever was, to get them where they wanted to be, where I would have liked to be. So no matter how you put it.
And it's worked out really well. And what I find really interesting with you as well, and there are certain coaches that are like this, but there's not many actually that can coach across so many different events as well, from sort of speed power then into 8s and things like that, and just find out what's your coaching philosophy, or are there certain fundamentals that you keep that sort of work across all the different events?
Well, I was very privileged. I mean, when you study at one of the top universities of the world at that time, it was in Cologne, so
Great
I knew
city
that
as well.
degree was way beyond what the market used to offer. So we were basically trained, coached on whatever was up to date or last state of art at that time. So it's a matter of principles apply across events, even across sports. It's a matter of understanding what it takes or what is needed, where the demands are, and then you tailor, adapt your knowledge and put it into practice, basically. Apply it to then to make a difference, hopefully.
Where would you say maybe you as a coach grew the most? Like, was there an athlete that really pushed you and challenged you to be better, or where you were like, this usually works, but it's not working with this athlete?
Well, you get that feeling. As I said, I was very young at that time, and I got the call as national coach when I was 25, because I started to coach with 24. So, I mean, you could only do mistakes. That was clear. No experience, no coaching background, and so I said, okay, to myself, if that should be, I can only win. So it's a way forward. There's nothing to look backwards. And this is how it all started. And that is what pushed my career. So reinventing myself daily and then trying to be as humble as could be. So my first encounter was with Osenberg, Gerd Osenberg, which was the coach of Heike Henkel and Ulrike Meifert and all these. And I can remember this first encounter, and I came there and said, what should I say to that man? I mean, he won gold medals, and I'm here, that young boy, 35 years. And I can remember this approaching, and that is why that triggered my career. I said, Mr. Rosenberg, what can I do for you? And he said, never ever anybody came as a national coach and asked what he could do for me. It was always, you listen to what I have to tell you.
The other way around.
So, and that basically remained. So that means to me, it was always about the cooperation, about finding a way, about complementing things, about where and which sort of coordinator, sort of support. So that it's a complete different way than when you go from an angle as when you're already matured or have a certain experience and then become maybe a lead coach or a head coach. So I had to sort of find my way, and that's sure. And then athletes, no doubt. When then you are as old as athletes you coach. And the first one I coached said, okay, now you're a coach. Now you can coach me.
Like, as simple as that. I love that. Like, you're my coach now. Here we go.
No, it's a true story. And then they challenge you. You see?
Yeah, of course.
It was former athletes which you competed against, and same age, maybe a year older.
Wow.
All right, now you're on the other side of the.
What are those relationships like as well, though, with regards to? I mean, is it a case of something I sort of found really important during my career is having that honesty with your coach to actually sort of say, I think this will help as well. So sometimes an athlete obviously is the only person who truly knows what's going on in their body. So having that confidence, that ability to talk to the coach and sort of say, I would like to try this, or I think this would also help, and then having a conversation about it. Do you sort of have that as part of your repertoire to sort of try and get the best out of them as well?
Well, you had no other option then. I mean, we're talking 40 years back. You didn't have these phones, you didn't have internet, you couldn't Google anything. So it was anyway out a bit of a guts feeling and what you know and what you believe could go right. And then you try it. Try and error a little bit. Yes, based on knowledge, based on whatever you had learned. But what you have today, it was completely different then. So yes, it was sort of a type that you had to try and let me see if it works. And if it doesn't work straight away, come to the point again, say, wait a minute, that's not working. But you had nothing where you could refer really to.
Of course.
I mean, sports science was in its beginnings. So as I said, it's a complete different discussion nowadays, where you have technology, where you've got artificial intelligence, where you've got, I don't know. So it's a complete different world. And yes, and that did a lot to my coaching, there's no eye. Starting from the coaching eye, and where you had to rely on what you see in fractions of seconds. There's no replay. When you had to buy a camera, it was so expensive. You're not making the money to buy that camera. So you had to rely on your eye. I mean, this is all part of it.
It shows how lucky I guess we all are now, right? I mean, and I guess it's maybe coming into your coaching now, where a phone can catch some of the stuff that I imagine at times you could have only have dreamt of having, really. Is that something as well with your coach career now, like the technology side of things? Is that something you're interested in?
Yeah, right now things are different. It's not like during our time, everything you could just believe on the coach, but the current generation actually, they go back, they Google, they want to tell you, no, this is not what's happening. But always I say the best way is to have the right communication with your athletes. That's when, when your athlete believes in you,
they trust
things will be,
100%.
when they trust. So you have to build a trust.
Yeah.
You've coached Emmanuel Wanyoni, who's having tremendous success in the 800. How do you see the health and future of Kenyan middle distance running as where you sit now?
If we take an example of Wanyoni, he's a big talent actually, he's still young, and I believe he's still going far. He's a big talent. I know the world is changing, everyone is catching up also, so it's not going to be easy. We have 141s. I think there are people just like that, within a short time there's a 141. So it's going to be a tough event, and I can say we have, in the middle distance, we'll still have great times coming.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. What have you guys enjoyed the most about being in Paris so far, and what are you still looking forward to?
I'll let you talk.
At this moment, I'm looking forward to great performance still in Paris. We still wait for more records to be broken. And I talk as a female coach, it's my privilege to be here. I'm happy, and I can say I want to do more as a female coach.
I love that.
It's always a privilege. I mean, I'm looking back onto 10 Olympic Games, and I don't know how many world champs in between since 1990 when they started to do every 2 years. So but it's always something different. So you always experience. Every championship has sort of a bit of its own atmosphere, its own vibes. Different athletes and so on and so forth. So it's always interesting. And as long as this fascinates you, then. It's going to be great, worth being there, and as Jenna said, it's a privilege. There's no doubt. No doubt. Many dream of it, and whether as coach or athlete, and
absolutely.
And I can look back on so many. So it's absolutely a privilege.
That good experience, and I want to touch as well, obviously, Ralph, with the things that you've been doing and getting children involved, and it's. I mean, in Zambia in particular, it's 30,000 children that you've been responsible for helping come through and get involved with. The talent. I mean, could you explain to actually everybody the work that you've been doing? Because I think this is a really important thing.
Yes, it needs a bit of explanation. It was, I was involved in that, as you call it today, international cooperation. So it's more development than it is high performance. But it is no doubt, it is setting up structures so that then you might get high performance one day. So it's about from grassroots to top, so to speak. And the German government run these programs since 1961, since we had the separation between East and West. And there's a lot of stories to it as well, how it started, but we don't have the time to go to it. So anyway, yes, in Zambia, it was a project like this, so basically to set up structures. And with these kids, it was in Zambia, specifically in Zambia, you've got basically 75 to 80% illiterates, which kids don't go to school regularly. And if they go to school, it's about 3 hours a day because they walk for I don't know how many hours to get to school. So they've got a first batch going in the morning, the others come back and then go in the afternoon. Anyway, so it was then link everything to communities. So we linked everything to communities, and it started with just creating that opportunity. That's it, because kids have time, they play outside. And that is how it started. And the whole program came then linking it to kids athletics, which is something which you artificially set up basically, but you had here the natural environment. So the idea was to link it to these communities, do one or few courses to get the human resources who can then guide that whole process. And after 4 years of close to 5 years of that project, we tapped on closely 80,000 kids, which we could reach every year, which basically can go through the sport and can have sport as a possible opportunity maybe to change their life. And that's it. And from there, they recruit permanently. And this is why you end up, like now, you've got a relay which can run a sub 3 minutes. We in Germany don't have it at the moment, so
there you go. Exactly. So
here we go.
Here we go.
And the promise to make anything sustainable and to make it independent from you as a person. It must work as a structure.
Fantastic.
So you are the least important. You're just trying to set it up and make it work, and then it must be you must be redundant at a certain point in time, so that you can leave and can say.
Yeah.
And look back, and you're happy with what is going on.
I feel like you're being quite modest. I think that's a bit of a round of applause for 80 kids
Woo!
getting involved. That's what we need. 80,000 kids.
80,000. That's amazing. And Janeth, we'll close out with this final question from you, because you kind of bring it back to, all of us can remember, like as kids, dreaming about having the opportunity to go to Olympics or to compete. What is athletics like for young people in Kenya? We always see, the athletes coming, especially in middle distance running.
Yeah.
There's just been tremendous dominance from,
Powerhouse, isn't it?
Powerhouse. How are the kids exposed to it? When are they still excited about athletics? Can you give us like a glimpse into what it's like there?
Yeah, in Kenya actually it's like a school curriculum which really helps us, because we have the CBC now, and every kid has to do sports, and that's where we normally get a lot of talents. Yeah. We have the government has come in like 2 years ago to run every holiday, the longest holidays we have camps for the young ones under 20 years, and that's where we tap some more talents. Yeah. If I can talk of myself, actually after my retirement in 2015, I started a camp. The first time I invited the kids, I had 115 kids. They came in and they wanted to stay for a month. So, and from there, I got someone like Nelly Chepchirchir, whom she's doing the 1500. Absolutely. That's where she has grown off.
Oh, wow.
So,
fantastic.
The talent is there, and the structures are there. It's only to support it and to make it work. Yeah. But in Kenya, we have the talents.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we know.
Yeah. The talents. The system is helping us with the education side. And I always say, it's like what World Athletics are doing with the refugees.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's what my friend Alice has started with the refugees. I believe in the coming years it is going to be a big thing.
Yeah.
Because it's education and sports. Yeah, once you put them together, it will really make someone to grow. And I'm happy one of the athletes has really shown a lot of improvement in the refugee team from the World Athletics under 20. Now she was here running, and she has improved a lot. And I hope in future you have to see her in the World Championships winning.
Oh, fantastic. Well, thank you both so much for tuning us. Such a
Really
delight to have you
appreciate
guys. Janeth and Ralph, thank you. That was awesome.
So good.
I love hearing insights from coaches, because I always think maybe one day, and then I'm like, yeah, maybe not.
There's never maybe one day for me. It's just definitely not. I don't have the patience.
I don't have the patience. I don't have the patience.
But what I loved is just like you two connecting, and you haven't seen each other for a little while. And
Yeah, it was really
Janeth,
sweet.
It was lovely.
Yeah, she's great. And I just love, what I love about sports is it's just so universal, brings us all together no matter where in the world you are. There's a connection between wanting to be your best version of yourself on and off the track. So
Absolutely.
that was awesome. But now it's time for
Ask Me Anything. I am so on it today.
You're on it today. Yeah, you've been crushing. I mean, but obviously I would start rubbing off on you at some point.
Well, hopefully. I mean,
Yeah, a little
It started
excellence.
badly. No, it started amazing.
It started amazing.
Incredible.
All right, do you want to go first or should I go first?
You go first. Go on.
Let me go first?
Yeah.
Okay, so this message is from JM2_S, whatever. He
good.
says, what's the strangest thing to happen to you after winning gold?
Oh.
You have a story already? You have a good one?
I've got loads.
Oh, because he won so many golds.
No. It was more after obviously one in particular, because London was a crazy time.
Of course.
That was
That's a good question for you.
life changing the whole time.
Yeah.
But I had this one. Do you know the song Gold? You are gold. Always believe. You must know that song. I'm not doing
You're
it
probably
justice.
singing it off cue or something. Okay, I'll go back and listen to the song. Tell me the story.
That's better than Tony himself. Anyway, so I was in Team GB House, right? Because obviously, for anybody who doesn't know, at the Olympic Games, depending on which country you're in, you have like your own house, which is basically a nice area where you can go. Some are open to the public, some aren't. Team GB one wasn't. Anyway, one day I went in there, and there's a famous band called Spandau Ballet, and I was like, what are you talking about?
Still interested.
The song was called Gold, and it's a really like popular song, always played when people win gold. Anyway, I had this weird moment where in Team GB House, there wasn't many people in there, and there was me and like 3 other gold medalists in all different sports. And Tony Adley was in there, and he's the lead singer from Spandau Ballet. And then all of a sudden, I don't even know how it came about, but we're on like this really thin, sort of small plinth platformy thing. I mean, I would like to say a stage, but it wasn't a stage. And he was singing Gold, right?
To you?
Yeah. Well, he was in front of us singing to an audience of not many people, because there just wasn't many people there. To this day, I mean, if you have to listen to the song, we'll play the song afterwards. Yeah. But it was one of those moments where I was like dying inside, because I was like, this is incredibly cringe, because I'm basically at a music performance for 3 people. And it's not, and he's in the UK, he's an absolute legend. So that was a weird one. But
I wouldn't say that was cringy. I would think I am getting serenaded by one of the great, like if Beyonce,
Serenade. Would you say anybody at home would say you get serenaded by Gold, the song?
Well, I don't know the song, but in my head,
you are gold.
Oh, I do know that song. Yeah, you didn't do it justice the first time.
No, I did justice in that.
Yeah,
right?
you did that. Okay, so not serenaded, but still, you're getting a private performance by a legend. I wouldn't care if there was 3 people or 2 people there. I'd be like,
yeah, I mean, I was doing that.
You were?
Yeah, because I had to. But
it wasn't cringe. Like, it was amazing. It was a really cool moment after you won.
It was
gold.
Amazing because Tony's amazing.
Exactly.
But I mean,
I think it was super cool. I think you should change that memory into something very positive.
Okay.
Because it was.
Thank you. This
I don't have anything that compares to that, so you can ask me.
Okay, right. I think this is a really, really good one as well. So this has come from Charlie Spencer, and it says, "Will there ever be a boy born who can swim faster than a shark?"
Will there ever be a what? A boy band. What did you say?
Sorry. Will there ever be a boy born that can swim?
A boy born, B-O-R-N?
Yeah, born.
Okay. Born.
Birthed.
Okay.
That can swim faster than a shark.
That was the question that you chose out of all those.
You gotta answer it, Sanya.
I'm sure people sent us better questions than that. That's the one you picked.
I didn't pick it. That's
you did pick it because you went through the list of questions asked to us and you asked me about a damn boy swimming against a shark. I have so much to share with the world. I don't think anybody cares about no boy swimming against no shark. I am embarrassed for my co-host and I refuse to answer that question. But what I am gonna do is remind you to please send better questions in for Ask Me Anything. Join us next time.
For the British fans, anyway, I'll explain to you afterwards.
Oh, did I miss something there?
Yeah,
culturally?
Right,
okay, well, you answer the question. You tell the folks the answer and take us out of here.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'll explain afterwards. All
right, we'll be back next time with hopefully better questions from Paris.
Hopefully. And if you're listening to this podcast or watching it on YouTube, do remember, go to the World Athletics website, worldathletics.org/. Inside Track, and you can get all the great information. You get these previous episodes,
of course,
which I know you're all dying to watch if you haven't seen the other ones, and listen. And you just have this amazing scope of information from this incredible Olympic Games.
Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll be back tomorrow with great guests, great insight, and we'll see you there.
See you later.
Inside Track.